On February 14th, 1968, they jetted from London, soon settling in at the Master's quiescent conclave next to the sparkling Ganges River. Maharishi was a wonderful teacher, recalls Cynthia Lennon, Beatle John's first wife. His talks were humorous, enlightening, and provided truly wonderful days. John and George, in particular, were in their element, throwing themselves totally into Maharishi's expansive teachings. They were happy, relaxed, and above all, found a peace of mind denied them for so long. Paul McCartney, too, became very absorbed in Maharishi's philosophy, but Ringo Starr didn't particularly like the simple Indian food or the many insects, and complained that the stifling midday heat was keeping him from meditating properly. Many of the Beatles' close friends also joined them on the pilgrimage. There was Donovan, Beach Boy Mike Love, Mia Farrow, and her sister Prudence, to name a few. All in all, it was as perfect and peaceful an interlude as anyone could hope for. Eventually, the Fab Four publicly parted company with Maharishi, but surprisingly, John, Paul, George, and Ringo retained great affection for the diminutive guru and his enlightened teachings throughout their lives. As a matter of fact, George Harrison and Paul McCartney still occasionally utilize the TM technique to this day. Traveling the world, Maharishi oversaw the initiation and training of tens of thousands of aspirants of all faiths and spheres of endeavor. In the late 70s, however, he returned to India, spending the next 10 years directing his now global TM movement from the subcontinent. In 1990, Maharishi moved once again, this time to the Netherlands, attracted by the tolerant nature of its people and the beautiful pastoral countryside. These days, Maharishi, now in his 80s, reportedly meditates up to 20 hours per day, with his remaining time spent overseeing the activities of his roughly 1,000 transcendental meditation centers in over 100 countries, a chain of luxury hotels, and a highly successful line of Ayurvedic-inspired nutritional supplements. Maharishi's main thrust, however, has long been and always will be the propagation of his ancient Vedic-inspired teachings. Of the many high-profile swamis who have touched down in the West over the last several decades, only Maharishi's movement has remained really stable and indeed continues to thrive. Probably the first guru any of the baby boomers had ever really heard of, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi will be forever linked in our minds with that long-ago Summer of Love 1967 and his brief venue as the Beatles' engaging spiritual master. In this vintage clip recorded that same year, Maharishi is asked by journalists to explain his particular meditational technique, as well as his erstwhile relationship with the decidedly unascetic world of rock and roll.